my speech to start our seminar today. Today, the full moon, tomorrow is the full moon day, but today we celebrate the Sanghamitta day and also the anniversary of the Utbsi. Sanghamitta Arahant Theri is a very important figure in the Buddhist history. She brought the Bhikkhunī lineage from India to Sri Lanka. And then from Sri Lanka, the Bhikkhunī lineage to China, and then to Thailand, to Vietnam, to Indonesia, to Malaysia, USA, Australia, to Europe. So now we can see the Bhikkhunī Sanghas appear everywhere in the world, on the 4 continents, except Africa. Until now, we have not any Bhikkhunis in Africa yet, but on the four continents, we already have the Bhikkhunis, and the number and the quality of the Bhikkhunis is increasing. And thanks to the effort of the senior Bhikkhunis from the ordination in 1996 in Sanat, and from the one in Bodh Gaya in 1998. And after that, there are many ordinations for the Theravada Bhikkhunī in India, in Sri Lanka, in Indonesia, and also in Vietnam. And we feel the necessity to come together, to cooperate, to work together to make the Bhikkhunī Sangha stronger and stronger. Because as you know, from the beginning, the number of the Bhikkhunis in each country is very less. I still remember when I came back to Vietnam in 2012, only 2 Bhikkhunis in Vietnam. And in that year, we celebrate the Kathina ceremony. We have to invite the Bhikkhunis from Sri Lanka and from Thailand to come so that we can have the minimum number of Bhikkhunis to conduct the Kathina properly according to the Vinaya. When Venerable Santini would like to establish the Sima in her nunnery, she also invited Venerable Thammananda and I and Venerable Susanta to come to help her to establish the Sima with the minimum requirement of the Bhikkhunis. So from the beginning, we always come to help one another when we are in need. And it is only individual. And after that, in 2021, with the encouragement from Bhante Sivali, General Secretary of the Utbsi, we founded an international association of the Bhikkhunī in Theravada tradition, and we named it the United Theravada Bhikkhunī Sangha International. And today is the 3rd anniversary. Until now, we have the main coordinators from each country. So I will name the coordinators in the order of seniority. So first of all, we should mention the name of Bhante Sivali, our advisor and also our supporter from the beginning. He's always with us on our activities as a very wise guide and instructor and a brother, a teacher for us. And today he is also here with us. And among the Bhikkhunis, Venerable Tatthaloka Theri from America, Venerable Santini from Indonesia, myself, Vidita Thamma Liu Phap from Vietnam, Venerable Thammananda from Thailand, Venerable Sumangala from Malaysia, Venerable Bodhicitta from Australia. We also invited Venerable Satta Sumana from Sri Lanka to join us as coordinator. But due to her health, she cannot be with us regularly. And Venerable Vichitananda is occasionally joining us in our activities. During the 3 years of working, we have altogether organized 2 international Bhikkhunī ordination in Bodh Gaya, one in 2022 and one in 2021 and one in 2022. So until now, and also we also conducted some courses like Vinaya courses conducted by Venerable Dhammananda for the Bhikkhunis and Samaneris online. And it is very beneficial for us, especially for the younger Bhikkhunis and Samaneris. And today, our theme of the seminar is courage and resilience in going forward. We focus on the resilience because you know that to be ordained as Bhikkhunī in the Theravada tradition is not easy. Until now, we are not officially recognized Sangha and by the government. And we be very strong, very courage, and very durable, very resilient to continue on our path and to maintain in living in the Sangha. And in this time, instead of inviting the senior Bhikkhunis to speak, we invite all the younger generation, even the Samaneris and the Silabati, to speak out their voice and to speak about their situation, their difficulties, their struggle, and also their happiness in living a Bhikkhuni's life. We have 9 speakers today from the US, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Thailand, from India, from Vietnam, and from Cambodia. So now, to start our celebration today, we should have the chanting, the Pali chanting, to get the blessing from the Triple Gems. Venerable Santini is not here today because we heard that her sister just passed away and she may be busy with the funeral. But she is very kind to send a video clip of her Pali chanting. So now I would like to invite everyone to sit silent and listen to the Pali chanting by Venerable Santini Mahatheri from Indonesia. We haven't heard the sound yet.
Arahant Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supati ติปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสารนังกัจฉามิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิบุตตังสารนังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิบุตตังสารนังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิอิติปิโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิญญาจารณสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิดูอนุตตโรปุริสธัมมาสารถิสัทธาเดวมนุสสานังบุตโธภะวัตติสวากขาโตภะวตาธัมโมสันดิตติโกอากาลิโกเอหิปัสสิโกโอปานายิโกปัจจัตตังเวดิตัพโบวินยูหิติสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆญาญาปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะดิดังจัตตาริปุริสยุกานิอัตถาปุริสปุกกาลาเอสะภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนโยปาหุเนโยดักขิเนโยอัญ Jalikaraniyo Anuttarang punyak ketang lokasati Nadhi me saranang anyang Buddho me saranang warang Etena sancawanjena Sotyate hoatu sabbada Nadhi me saranang anyang Dhammo me saranang warang Etena sancawanjena Sotyate hoatu sabbada Nadhi me saranang anyang Sangho me saranang warang Etena sancawanjena Sotyate hoatu sabbada Arambatha Nikkamatha Yunjatha Buddha sasane Dhunatha Machuno senang Nalagarang Wakunjaro Yo imas aming Dhamma vinaye Appamatto vihasati Pahaya Jati sangsarang Dukkha santang karisati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu
Sadhu. Thank you, Venerable Samjini. To start our seminar today, I would like to invite Most Venerable Sivali Mahathero, the General Secretary of the Mahabodhi Society of India, our spiritual advisor, to say something. And Bhante, please.
Yeah, Namo Buddhaya Bhikkhunī. And Namo Buddhaya to all the Bhikkhunis. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Bhante.
Yeah, I'm just on the travel now, so I hope we will get some difficulties on the way sometime. So thank you, Bhikkhuni, for inviting me to attend this third anniversary of the UTBSI. And I'm glad to hear that Bhikkhuni Mahatheri Dhammananda also attending, despite very tiredness and age factors that I heard about. She was not feeling well for last few months. I pray to Buddha, see me get well and have a good health to serve UTBSI and Buddha Sasana. And I'm glad to meet with other Bhikkhunis, coordinators who were with us from last few years and cooperating and supporting and assisting to continue the propagation of the UTBSI. And especially thank to Bhikkhunī Mahathiri Liupa and General Secretary of the UTBSI. Keep everything in record for last few years and try to make a strengthening of the UTBSI. And when we reflect of the last 3 years, of course, there is so many things to be happy that what UTB has achieved so far. It has achieved that kind of respect from various countries and confidence and trust that UTBSI is the only organization at the moment that talks about the globally upliftment of the Bhikkhunī Sangha. And I personally, Bhikkhunī Liupa and other Bhikkhunis keep close coordination with various countries from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, and Malaysia, Cambodia, including Burma, some sort of, I think some Bhikkhunis are there, and they are trying to get to Bhikkhuni ordination and Samaneri ordination, etc. Still, there is so many things to be achieved by UTBSI Bhikkhunis, what I feel. So many things. But being united is the only way. Being together and being help each other and supported to each other. I think only way that whatever you have, these aims and objects of the Bhikkhuni UTBSI can be achieved. And that cooperation, whatever, can be extended through the Mahabodhi Society of India. It will continue to do so and to help and support in whatever way it is possible. We are always supporting for the well-being for wherever on this planet, maybe no matter which country and in which way they are living, but we are trying our best to help assist us. So I'm so happy to be a part of this third anniversary. Somehow, just I am reminded to myself how we started during the Corona period of time. This is how years. So some Bhikkhuni coordinators are here that maybe I can see. I cannot see other coordinators. Only Bhikkhuni Liupa is here, and Santini is not here. Bhikkhuni Santini and Bhikkhuni Dhammananda also cannot be seen here. I can't say them and others. Each other of Dhamma and the senior Bhikkhuni, the tradition at the moment, you do your best to show the real path to the new Bhikkhunis as harmonies. You are encouraging, you are a good example to other newcomers, the new Bhikkhunis and other sisters, those who are still waiting for proper guidance. I think UTBSI extending proper guidance to the new generation of Bhikkhunis and Brahmaneris. I hope that this third UTBSI conference and speakers and the deliberate discussion will bring a new suggestions, new views, and encouragement to the UTBSI and its Bhikkhunis and Samanis. So, with these few words, I don't take much time of this UTBSI celebration. I pray to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha give you strength and courage and good health to the best Bhikkhuni ordination, to be one of the best Bhikkhuni ordination, Bhikkhuni association that can bring all together other Bhikkhunis. And may you have a very good time, meaningful discussion and deliberation, and that will be helpful at the end for the upliftment of the Bhikkhuni Sangha wherever. And the other thing I have for Bhikkhuni Liapa, you can elaborate. And I think I have written you earlier to have that kind of next Samaneri training at Bodh Gaya, maybe next year. And also the Global Bhikkhuni Conference. I think this is the next year, Global Bhikkhuni Conference. Is the Mahabodhi Society can support you locally, and whatever way, if you're going to arrange, organize it in Bodh Gaya, because there are so many places we can have accommodate visiting Bhikkhunis from various countries and others. So please think about and discuss with this matter for the next year programs. So the Mahabodhi Society's message is that the society is always with you to support now and future. And take care. And take care and please continue program. I maybe cannot continue because I am not traveling. So, but I still listening. I have to listen some talks from. Take care, Bhikkhuni. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Bante. You are always a source of inspiration and encouragement to us, the international Bhikkhunis, with your wisdom, with your kindness. You always guide us in the right way. And as you have heard from Bhanteji, he's always with us during our 3 years of activities. And recently, he also gave us some suggestions. First, there are 2 things he has just mentioned, that he suggested our UTBSI should organize training for the Bhikkhunis and Samaneris of India. And this training should be conducted in Bodh Gaya in next year, probably in March. And as you know, Mahabodhi Society is a long-standing Buddhist society. And they have one school. Formerly, it is used as a primary school for the poor children, but after the COVID time, the school was closed, and now the school was offered for the Bhikkhunis to use as the Bhikkhuni training center. And as far as I know, that now during the Tipitaka chanting in Bodh Gaya, from the 1st December until now, Venerable Bhikkhuni Thamadina has organized one temporary Samaneri ordination. And it lasts for 2 weeks. And today is the last day of the seminary training, we also invited one of the seminaries to speak in our seminar today. And we hope that together we can make a training in 2025, especially for the Indian Bhikkhunis and seminaries. 10 years ago, 11 years ago, in 2013, we already organized 1 month training course for the Indian Bhikkhunis in Nagpur, Maharashtra. And it was long ago. Now we need to do it again. And I hope that later, after this seminar, our senior Bhikkhunis will sit together and make a plan to make this become true. And the second suggestion from Bante is to organize one global Bhikkhuni conference, including on the 3 traditions, Mahayana, Theravada, and Vajrayana, not only Theravada. So this time we try to invite on the tradition, on the lineage to come together and to learn from one another. And he offered to do this after the next year Katina ceremony and also in Bodh Gaya, because India is the place where everyone would like to go, would like to come to the Bodhi tree, and then we can make a 2 or 3 day global conference. So it will be in our agenda in the next meeting. Now we will start our seminar today with our speakers. I would like to share with you the list of our speaker today. So we, apart from the others, if you would like to join, now today we have 9 speakers. First is Bhikkhunī Vichayani from Indonesia. Second, Bhikkhunī Nidana Chitta from Vietnam. Bhikkhunī Sumana, also from Vietnam, but now is studying and teaching in Sri Lanka. 4 is Bhikkhunī Vandana from India. 5, Bhikkhunī Thavira from the US. 6, Samaneri Arya Vimalani from Malaysia. 7, Samaneri Thamanath from Thailand. 8, Samaneri Arya Thammachivi from Cambodia, now residing in the US. And 9, Silavati Sundarachita from Vietnam. First of all, I would like to invite you to listen to Bhikkhunī Vichayani from Indonesia. She's the disciple of Venerable Santini. If you have participated in our seminars before, you should have known Venerable Santini. She is the most senior Bhikkhuni in Indonesia, and Venerable Vichayani is her assistant. Please share the poster about Bhikkhunī Vichayani. So Bhikkhunī Vichayani was born in 1965 in Indonesia, and she was ordained as a Bhikkhuni in Sri Lanka in 2015. Her Upachaya is Venerable Professor Kuburu Gambuge Vachira Mahathero, and her Pavatini is Venerable Sumitra Mahatheri. About her education, she got her MA degree from Australia, Faculty of Food Science and Technology. And for the monastic training, she has 1 course at Songthamakanyani Bhikkhuni Arama, Thailand in 2017 at Venerable Thamananda's place. She carried out various humanitarian activities. She opened an orphanage, and she participated in the Bhikkhuni ordination ceremonies as Kamma Vachacharini. And now let us listen to the speech by Bhikkhunī Dhamma Vichayani from Indonesia.
Namo Buddhaya. First of all, please allow me to give my sincere reference to Bhikkhu and Bhikkhunī Sangha, especially to Venerable Bante P. Siwalinayaka Mahatero as the initiator and facilitator of Utbsi. I also would like to pay respect to all Venerable Senior Bhikkhunis. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to share my experiences in this Utbsi 3rd anniversary and the commemoration of Sanghamitta Day. Thank you very much. My dear Zoom audience, I am Bhikkhunī Vijayani from Indonesia. My journey as a samana started in 2012. I became a samaneri in Kusalayani Nun Monastery, we call Vihara Kusalayani, under the guidance of Venerable Bhikkhunī Santini Mahateri, better known as Ayah Santini. Then, on January 29, 2015, I was ordained as a Theravada Bhikkhunī in Sri Lanka because at that time it was not possible for us to carry out ordination in our place. Actually, I had started living a renunciation life long before coming to Vihara Kusalayani, but I had done it informally and without a supervising teacher. I suppose at that time, I had not accumulated enough good karma to come in contact with the possibility to become a bhikkhuni. Entering the monastic life, I felt great happiness and resiliency. This was what I was searching for. I have found a wonderful life because I can live together with a Dhamma community who has the same goal, liberation. I have also found the happiness in the fact that I and everybody here, I hope, have managed to be in a wonderful system made by the Buddhas to help us go to the cessation of suffering. I have found that renunciation life helps me to reach the goal. All those things happen because I am fortunate to have Ayah Santini as my teacher who patiently guides me along the way. I'm grateful and am much helped by the way Ayah Santini acts as my senior. She gives me the examples of courage, perseverance, discipline, fighting energy, sincerity, and other noble qualities. She teaches us how to manage time, to keep practicing in order to walk along the Dhamma path. From her also, we learn about serving Dhamma to devotees and about serving to humanity in society. For self-practice, Ayah Santini prioritizes meditation. There is a schedule for students to practice sitting meditation 5 to 6 hours per day. And for Ayah Santini herself, the schedule for sitting meditation is even longer. Besides daily sitting meditation, new students also have Vipassana programs every year. Whenever possible, students must have a 6-day self-retreat every month. Apart from meditation schedules, we also have a schedule for chanting paritas and for studying suttas and vinayas. In our monastery, lay people have the opportunity to join 3 to 5 Vipassana retreats we hold yearly. They also have the opportunity to join temporary Pabaja Samaneri retreats or other moral practice retreats at least 2 times a year. We hold 1-day mindfulness retreat once every month. There are also other programs which are done when needed. Moreover, we also make a schedule to serve Buddhist people through Dhamma talks on special days, such as in Buddhist ceremonies and on weekly programs in 3 monasteries, which are under our guidance. Because of this, we share the duties. Ayah Santini gives Dhamma talks on Buddhist ceremonies, while the students and some invited speakers give Dhamma talks on weekly programs. For humanity services, Ayah Santini creates some groups within us and motivate our devotees to lend a helping hand to those who need help, especially during natural disaster, pandemic, special days, etc. And recently, we established a Buddhist school for children. It is indeed hard work, We face lots of challenges, especially because of our limited number. This needs personal sacrifice in training and practice schedule. However, this is not a burden for me. I keep struggling with all my might and my ability to adjust so that all activities can run well. Moreover, I also try to improve the quality of my training, both during sitting meditation schedules and in daily activities. As we know, mindfulness meditation can be practiced while sitting or while doing activities. External problems are quite a few. For example, there is no acknowledgement from certain communities as a result of the pro-con of Theravada Bhikkhunī revival. Nevertheless, I don't give them any importance. If I pay too much attention to it, it will only disturb our busy schedule. I know that nobody is free from challenges and physical sufferings. When they come, of course, we must certainly try to find solutions. But sometimes there is no solution because we cannot change other people's views or opinions. So what to do? I believe we must then face external challenges with courage. With courage, I mean we must keep moving forward in accordance with our capabilities and do not feel pressure. In facing problems in the form of physical sufferings, we must keep increasing our self-practice so that all physical sufferings do not touch our mind. My dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, in Samyutta Nikaya 36.6, we learn about the difference between trained noble students and untrained lay people. It is stated there that when untrained lay people experience painful physical feelings, then directly they will experience painful mental feelings. And when they experience painful mental feelings, directly they will look for sensual pleasures. At the end, they will get nothing but being hooked to this pleasure, lust, and delusion. The opposite happens to trained noble students. When they experience painful physical feelings, they do not experience painful feelings in their mind. That way, they do not increase their defilements because they are not attached to this pleasure, lust, or delusion. Keeping this sutta in mind, we should not feel afraid to face numerous challenges in our life. On the other hand, we should be inspired to keep training our mind so that the mind is not defeated by physical sufferings. Having this kind of way of thinking, all challenges will have no power to defeat us. Instead, they will increase our struggling energy to deepen our practice. On this Sanghamitta Day, let us all go back to the time when the Bhikkhunis at that time, especially Venerable Bhikkhunī Sanghamitta Mahateri, were living. We realized that their difficulties were of very different level to ours. They faced much more problems and challenges. They had much higher risks, yet they all faced their hardship bravely with great courage. They crossed the ocean and established Bhikkhunī Sangha in Sri Lanka. With a solid team, Venerable Bhikkhunī Sanghamitta Mahateri helped reorganize the unstructured life system at that time. Thus, the society got a lot of benefits from their struggle and hard work. We see that Venerable Bhikkhunī Sanghamitta Mahateri has been a very good role model for us all. She gave her very best in showing how Dhamma gave lots of benefits to physical and mental welfare for the society. Let us all follow Venerable Bhikkhunī Sanghamitta Mahateri's path and example. Let us all do our very best for the good of our mental and psychological conditions. By improving our mind, automatically we will have better speech and better action. And then we will be able to help our followers and friends to live better in Dhamma. Happy Sanghamitta Day, and to UTBSI, happy 3rd anniversary. I believe a lot of people hope that UTBSI keeps progressing in supporting the development of Bhikkhunī Sangha in the world. May all beings be happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Thank you so much, Bhikkhunī Vichayani. When I listen to your talk, I feel that we are so blessed to live within the Bhikkhunī Sangha because we have good teachers, we have good environment, and especially we have the patipati, the practice, and priyati, the theory study. We work together, we study together, but we do not forget our meditation, the way to enlightenment. And I'm very happy that under the guidance of Venerable Santini, you work very well for your own practice and also to serve the community of the Buddhists in Indonesia. I was very impressed when I go there. Only 2 or 3 bhikkhunis, but you can guide a large community, hundreds of devotees to practice meditation under the guidance of Venerable Santini and Venerable Vichayani. It's very inspiring for us to learn from you. And our next speaker is Venerable Bhikkhunī Nidana Chitta from Vietnam. Our nunnery, Viếng Không, Sunyata Bhikkhunī Arama. She's my disciple. She was born in 1988, and she got her Upasampada in 2019 in Bodh Gaya. For education, she got her BA from the Pedagogy Foreign Languages University in Vietnam. For MA, she did her Buddhist studies from Kelaniya University in Sri Lanka. And she also did the after-graduate course, teaching methodologies, social science and humanity university. She also does something before she became a nun. She worked as a college of custom and finance, teaching students and office workers. And she is also teaching at the VUS, teaching English to children and teenagers. And at present, she is teaching Buddhist studies and meditation in Sunyatarama. Now, let's listen to the speech by Bhikkhunī Nidana Chitta.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. My name is Nidana Chitta. I was fortunate to receive the Bhikkhunī ordination in January 2019 in Bodh Gaya, India, and up till now I have completed 6 vassas. The desire to understand the Dhamma has been with me since I was young, and it stayed with me all the way until I graduated from university. Then I searched and read many sutras and Buddhist books. But I'm not someone who believes everything that people say, because blind faith can lead a person into a deep pit of wrongdoing. So I would like to personally experience the monastic life to deeply understand the teaching of the Buddha. Then 2 years after graduating from university, I met Venerable Bhikkhunī Liễu Pháp at Vietnamese Buddhist University and decided to ordain in 2014. Around the time till now, I have heard many people opposing the revival of the Bhikkhunī order in the Theravada lineage. They say that the Bhikkhunī Sangha was lost in the 11th century, and there is no Bhikkhunī Sangha today. So the revival of the Bhikkhunī Sangha is not in accordance with the Dhamma and Vinaya. And that if the Bhikkhunī Sangha is re-established, it would be harmful to the expansion of the Dhamma, Therefore, they strive to protect the longevity of the true teachings by preventing the ordination of Bhikkhunī. The wave of opposition to the re-establishment of the Bhikkhunī Sangha in Vietnam quickly spread across social media. Some people look down on Bhikkhunis with contempt and pity, using disrespectful language. And some claim that if I receive the Bhikkhunī ordination, I will fall into hell. No matter what they say, I keep going on forth, because it is obvious that rebirth in any realm depends on the qualities of the mind, not on gender or lineage. And preventing a person from being better through practicing the Dhamma is somehow not persuasive. I have absolute faith in the Buddha. The Buddha, before entering Nirvana, he advised us to make the Dhamma and the Vinaya our teacher, then light the lamp of wisdom for ourselves and walk the path without relying on others in this world. I believe the Buddha will never abandon me who sincerely wish to understand and practice the Dhamma, to eradicate ignorance and attachment, and to experience the inner peace. The truth is that life is very short, so I don't want to waste my valuable time arguing with those who cannot help me understand the Dhamma, so just go on forth with compassionate people who are willing to help. Then I ordained and have learned Dhamma, Vinaya, and Abhidhamma with Venerable Liu Fa, and some Buddhist devotees also provided me with the opportunity to pursue Buddhist studies at Kelaniya University in Sri Lanka, and I graduated with a master's degree in 2022. I also have studied Vipassana meditation from the elder monks. When practicing the four foundations of mindfulness, I realized that the obstacles and difficulties the opponents bring to me are actually very good, because they are the valuable material for me to practice Vipassana, to practice non-attachment, non-anger, and non-ignorance. Sunyātarama is my nunnery. It is located on the foot of a mountain, with full of big trees and flowers. I can enjoy the beauty of nature. During the time living with many sisters in the nunnery, I have learned a lot from them. Whenever I become discouraged or disheartened in my practice, I always receive encouragement and guidance from my venerable teachers. Having wise teachers full of compassion and living with fellow monastic brothers and sisters has been a great fortune for me on the path of practice. Our effort on learning and practicing Dhamma have finally persuaded the most venerable elders in Theravada lineage. Then in 2024, the first Bhikkhunī ordination in Vietnam was organized in Huế City with the permission and the presence of the both Theravada Bhikkhus and Bhikkhunī Sangha. It gives me more faith in the Triple Gem, with the fact that when I practice Dhamma, Dhamma will protect me. On this occasion, I would like to express my deep gratitude to the elders who have built the beautiful nunnery for us to stay and practice Dhamma. I also would like to show my wholehearted gratitude to Venerable Bhikkhus and Bhikkhunis who have supported and conferred the ordination upon me. With a deep understanding of the scriptures and the Vinaya and boundless compassion, the Venerable Elders have overcome many difficulties to grant us the opportunity to follow the path that the nuns community once walked. I would like to send a big thank you to my family, relatives, and all devotees who have been by my side during the time. Thank you for all the good things you have done for me. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to international venerable elders and esteemed teachers who have guided me and helped me understand the path of practice, so that I can experience the inner peace and can bring many benefits to my community. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhikkhunī Nidana Chitta. You can see that the young Bhikkhunis are full of energy, full of faith, and they are very resilient in their part of practice, especially to live in the Bhikkhuni community, despite on the opposition from the community. They keep going on because they know clearly that they are doing the right things. They are practicing the Dhamma, and whatever they say, they believe in the Buddha's teaching. And I think that in order to get that faith, education is very important. And education is also the topic of our next speaker, Bhikkhunī Sumana, also from Vietnam, from Kemarama. She is the disciple of Venerable Susanta. Susanta and I were ordained together in Sri Lanka in 2002. And when coming back here, we now stay in two separate nunneries. Hers is Kemarama and ours is Sunyatarama. So let me introduce about Bhikkhunī Sumana. She got her BA honors in Pali from University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. And after graduation, she was invited to be a visiting lecturer of the University of Kelaniya, teaching Pali. And she's also a volunteer for the Pali online teaching program. She specialized in Pali language instruction, enriching students' comprehension of Buddhist scriptures. She is also cultivating a multicultural learning environment, engaging with a diverse international student body. And now let's listen to Bhikkhunī Sumana's speech about the power of education.
Respected honorable members of the Sangha, venerable monks and nuns, dear devotees, I am Bhikkhunī Sumana from Kemarama Nunnery, Vietnam. I am currently studying at the University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. First of all, I'd like to extend my heartfelt greetings to all of you. Being here today is a profound honor, surrounded by such wisdom and dedication. As we gather under the theme of courage and resilience in going forth, I am reminded of the incredible strength that lies within our community. Today, I am so excited to share insights on cultivating courage in education, the significance of learning for the Bhikkhuni Sangha. So, education is not merely a pursuit of knowledge. It is a journey of the courage, resilience, and transformation. In this topic, I am going to explore how education empowers Bhikkhunis to be resilient and courageous in their roles within the Sangha. I would like to express my gratitude towards our esteemed Bhikkhunī Leopha Dhamma Mahatheri for your warm invitation and for those who foster an environment where we can grow and support one another. May our discussion today cultivate the seeds of courage and wisdom, guiding us all as we move forward together. In this topic, firstly, I'd like to introduce the contextual background, and then I'll move on the importance of education and learning for Bhikkhunis. And finally, my real life examples and conclusion will end my speech today. So in early Buddhism, education played a critical role in the path to enlightenment. In the Patama Saddhamma Samosat Sutta, the decline of the true teaching in Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha clearly clarifies 5 things lead to decline and disappearance of the true teaching. First one, when mendicants don't carefully listen to the teachings. Second, they don't remember them. Thirdly, they don't remember them. Fourth, they don't carefully examine the meaning of the teachings that they remember. And final one, they don't carefully practice in line with the meaning of the teaching they have understood. So it is obvious that the Buddha emphasized the importance of the knowledge and the understanding as the essential elements for achieving Nibbana. So the education was vital in ensuring the survival and continuity of the Bhikkhunī Sangha. Bhikkhunis needed to be well-versed in monastic rules, doctrines, and practice to effectively lead their communities and uphold the teachings of the Buddha. So, and how education contributes to the personal growth. For monastics, studying the Dhamma and Vinaya along with the commentaries deepens our comprehension of the teachings of the Buddha and helps us gain self-confidence, leading to the personal growth and to the development of the insight. And the development of insight. Education also equips the Bhikkhunis with the critical thinking and analytical skills essential for navigating the complexity for monastic life and societal challenges. By engaging with the Buddhist ethics and philosophy, Bhikkhunis learn to reflect deeply on personal experiences and resolve conflicts, which enhance our coping mechanisms in difficult situations. So, regarding psychological strength, knowledge empowers the Bhikkhunis to understand and apply the Dhamma in our daily life, cultivating a sense of inner peace and emotional stability. So, how education contributes to the development of the Sasana dispensation? Firstly, I would say it is the mentorship opportunities. Educated Bhikkhunis often take on mentorship roles for novice members, samanera, and lay practitioners and transmit the Buddhist teachings. This mentorship not only empowers the next generation but also reinforces the mentor's understanding and commitment to the Dhamma, creating the cycles of empowerment within the Sangha. Moreover, educated Bhikkhunis are better prepared to challenge societal norms that limit women's roles in religious and social contexts. Next, our education backgrounds enable us to articulate our beliefs and practices efficiently, fostering courage to confront prejudices and advocate for the more equitable society. As I have introduced at the beginning, I am currently studying abroad in Sri Lanka. So being a nun, I have deep interest in the Pali language and Buddhist texts. And I am committed to embodying the teachings of the Buddha in my daily life. My passion for education arises from desire to share these teachings and their application to modern life. During my studies abroad, the course offered me essential knowledge of the Buddhist languages and Buddhism, especially Pali and Sanskrit. It helped me develop some important skills such as presentation skill, teamwork, and adaptability. Most importantly, I gained the confidence, self-confidence, and opened the new gates to engage with various Buddhist resources. Throughout our academic journey, we have to encounter various challenges, such as how to balance between the monastic duties and the academic responsibilities. However, by practicing time management, seeking a peer support, and practicing mindfulness, we will be able to learn resilience and patience in all circumstances. So, in summary, education serves not only as the means of personal advancement, but also as the foundation for the strength and resilience of the Bhikkhunī Sangha. By deepening our understanding of the Dhamma, Bhikkhunis can achieve personal growth and psychological stability, while also becoming mentors and advocates for societal change. This education inspires further generations, ensuring the continuity of the Buddhist teachings and promotion of the equity within communities and beyond. So let's acknowledge and support the crucial role that education plays in the enriching the spiritual and social landscape for everyone. So thank you so much for your listening. May the Triple Gem bless you.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhikkhunī Sumana. When I listened to Sumana's speech about the significance of education for the monastic, I remember Venerable Thammananda from Thailand. Also, many times she emphasized that education is the most important thing for us, especially the Bhikkhunis, so that ourselves we understand the Buddha Dhamma and we can also guide others on the way. So I'm very happy to see Bhikkhunī Sumana only after some years in Sri Lanka. Now she is very fluent in English and she can now teach at the university as a visiting lecturer. I also invited one Bhikkhuni from Kemarama who is studying in Myanmar, but she refused to speak because she said it's very difficult to share. So I hope that maybe next time she can join us. So our next speaker is Bhikkhuni Vandana from India. So Vandana became a Samaneri at the age of 7. You see, and she is now a Bhikkhuni. She is from Gujarat, India. Her first Dhamma teacher is Bhikkhuni Supriyateri, also her grandmother. She was ordained as Samaneri in 2005, and her higher ordination in 11 November 2022 in Bodh Gaya, which was organized by our Utbsi. Her preceptor is Bhikkhuni Santini from Indonesia. She is now practicing and spreading the Dhamma in Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. Now let's listen to the speech by Bhikkhuni Vandana from India.
Namo Buddhaya, everyone. I'm Bhikkhuni Vandana from India, and we are here today to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of United Theravada Bhikkhunī Sangha International and Sanghamitta Day also. Thank you so much for inviting me and giving me the chance to speak. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Bhikkhuni Vandana and I ordained when I was 7 years old. In 2005, my grandmother is also a Bhikkhunī, and my family, everyone have ordained once in their lifetime, because my grandmother wanted that someone should bring the Buddha Sasana up from her family. That's why she ordained everyone, and she hoped that someone will go along on this path. So I'm the only one who's continue in the path, in the Buddha Sasana. So in 2018, I got high ordination. In 2005, I got ordained as a seminary. And in 2018, I got high ordination from Indian Sangha. But here in India, there's no training center or no monastery for a Bhikkhunī where Bhikkhunī can stay and practice. So there are lack of support for the Bhikkhunī Sangha. That's why we don't have any training center or any proper place for them to stay. So as I got high ordination, I expected that I would have a teacher who will guide me through this journey. But after getting high ordination, I was on my own. I didn't have anyone who can guide me through. So I was really disappointed, because I really wanted to have a teacher, to have a Kalyana who can teach me to walk on this path. Because as the Buddha said that when you walk on this path, it's really important to have a Kalyana. So I was searching desperately for a Kalyana. So unexpectedly, one day I encountered with Ayattatha Arahant Theri from USA, and we start to talk, and I explained her my problems and everything. But she invited me to USA, but it's really hard for me to get the visa that time. And that time I was so tense, and I was so much in depression, because the situation in India at that time, it was really worse for the Bhikkhunis. And in my mind, I was thinking that if I don't get high ordination again from other Sangha, not from the Indian Sangha, from other country Sangha, and if I don't get to learn what is proper and what is according to Buddha Sasana, what is according to Vinaya, so I'm gonna disrobe, because then there's no point of view or to being ordained if I'm not following the path properly and not following the Vinaya as Buddha have taught. So in 2022, Ayattatha Loka told me that she's ordaining 2 Bhikkhunis at her place. So she also invited me, but unfortunately I didn't get the visa, so I couldn't make it. But then she told me about the Utbsi, that they organized the high ordination for international Bhikkhunis who want to get ordained. And then I gave an interview, and I got high ordination in 11 November 2022 at Buddha Gaya. Thanks to Utbsi, I got high ordination, and now I have Kalyana Mittas who are guiding me through this path. And I can see why Buddha said that having Kalyana Mitta is really important in our life. So this year I went to USA for the Vasa, and this was my first time to being with a Sangha for the Vasa, and it was really precious for me, the experience that I had with the Sangha. This is something that I haven't encountered in my life. I can say because the Bhikkhunis who are ordained in India, they didn't get to learn the Vinaya and it according to Vinaya and practice according to Vinaya. So when I was in USA, so we were practicing everything, every details, every Vinayas, like how to measure robe, how to do pavarana, how to do patimokha, how to do sima samutti. I mean, many stuff I have learned there that I only heard about, but never seen and never practiced how to do that. But when I was in the Sangha, it was really fortunate for me, and I can see many changes in my life and in my behavior, because when I learn and when I practice, it was amazing. And the thing, like, why it's really important to have a Kalyanamitta, and especially the teacher, like Buddha has said, the teacher and student tradition is really important, because teacher is give you perfect shape, and because they know how you are and what you are better than yourself. So when you want to learn something from your teacher, you have to be patient, and with that patience, you learn, you observe, and you get everything that you want from your teacher in the knowledge. So I have seen so much in USA, in the other my Bhikkhunis, who you observe, and you get everything that you want from your teacher in the knowledge. So I have seen so much in USA. My Bhikkhunis who were with me, I seen them, the way they stay with Ayat Tataloka, and the way they approach her, and the way they serve her. It was something that I can't describe in words. The respect that I have seen in my fellow Bhikkhunis, it was amazing, and I was really happy that I seen that. And I'm hoping for all the Indian Bhikkhunis also that we can do something like that in the future. So when we talk about Sanghamitta, so Sanghamitta also was really brave, because when she went alone as a woman, when she went to another country, I can understand how difficult it is for a woman to explain people, especially in spiritual path. Because in India, when you come, people say India is the men-dominated country. So still it is. People believe like men can live monastic life, but women can't, because they believe only men can get liberated and get nibbana, but not a woman. So I think all the Bhikkhunis should be brave like a Sanghamitta, and they should have a courage to walk on this path, no matter how much difficulties or how many challenges they have to face. But one day you will overcome from everything if you have belief, if you have faith in yourself, so you can do anything in this life. So I just want to say that we have many Bhikkhunis all around the world who are the first Bhikkhuni from their countries, and they have really great experience, and they have faced many challenges, and they already created path for us to walk on it easily. And I think that it's not that much hard for us to walk on it. So I want to thank Utbsi to give me the chance to talk, and I want all the Bhikkhunis to grow in the Dhamma and spread the Dhamma everywhere, and bring the Buddha Sasana up again, and prove that a woman can also get liberated and get Nibbana if she decide to do it. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Thank you so much, Bhikkhuni Vandana. I was moved when listening to her talk, especially when she mentioned of the teacher, the lack of the Kalyanamitta when she lived in India. And she also said that if she could not find a teacher, she made this robe. That is why the urge to organize the training for the Bhikkhunis and seminaries is in India is very, very, it is really urgent and really needed. And she is lucky because she could go to the US to stay in Dhammacharini nunnery and to be trained under Ayatatthaloka Mahatheri in California. And she, during the 3 months of the Vasa, she could learn a lot to stay with the teachers and the other Bhikkhunis. And then our next speaker is also a Bhikkhuni from Dhammacharini and the Venerable Tatthaloka. That is Bhikkhuni Thavira. She was born in New Hampshire, USA. She got ordained this year, June 2024. And her Pavatini is Venerable Tatthaloka Mahatheri. She used to be a mechanical engineer, and she was trained with the Dhammacharini community since 2019. And she has been serving for a time as the president of the Alliance for Bhikkhunis. It is an organization to support the Bhikkhunis in the Theravada tradition. And now let's listen to the speech by Bhikkhuni Thavira from the US.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Ratanataya. My respects to the Maha Sangha Ratana and to the Venerable Bhikkhuni leaders of UTBSI. Thank you for inviting me to speak for this event in honor of Sanghamitta Theri and UTBSI's 3rd anniversary. I am Thavira Bhikkhuni, a Navika Bhikkhuni at Dhammacharini in California. I just had my Upasampada in June of this year. And as a young person, I never would have expected that I would become a monastic. I first encountered the Dhamma at age 20, around, and I practiced meditation and attended retreats led by lay teachers. But it was several years before I even met any monastics. And in the meantime, I proceeded on a more typical American life path with relationship and career. But as time went along, it just felt like that path was not suiting me very well. And I was continuing to practice and attend retreats. And I first met a Buddhist monastic, I think when I was around 28. And I was definitely interested, but I was very unsure. And it took about another 10 years of exploring and visiting monasteries and considering and getting to know monastics. During that time, I had the wonderful opportunity of serving on the board of directors of the Alliance for Bhikkhunis. And, through that and my other explorations, I got to really know the incredibly inspiring wisdom and presence of the monastics I was meeting. And also, I was aware of some of the challenges. I understood that Bhikkhunis had less support and that the path for women who wanted to really dedicate their lives to this practice was just much less clear than it was for the men. But I could also see that the women who were living as monastics were really genuinely developing wisdom. And that was true even if their circumstances weren't ideal. So I had a successful career as an engineer, but I looked around and said, in 30 years, do I want to be more like the people I work with or more like the monastics I know? And the answer to that was really clear. So I left my job and did some exploration and eventually came to live at Dhammacharini. And I'm so incredibly grateful to all of the bhikkhunis who have come before me and have provided such an amazing example of living this life and who founded the communities that exist now so that I did have options of places to go. Even if it wasn't a lot of options, there was something, and that's much more than the generations before me had. And I'm especially grateful for my Pavatini, Venerable Ayatatthaloka Mahatheri. And she founded this community and has been such an inspiration for me and for so many others. and accepted me as a student. And so I came to live here, and I started off with the idea that I wasn't sure, but I needed to try, and committed to a year as an anagarika. Even if it was a difficult adjustment compared to being an independent American, I felt from the beginning that I was in the right place. And it really was a big adjustment. It's such a strong part of American culture, and I was certainly raised like this, that having individual freedom of choice over our lives is the way to happiness. To go where we want and buy what we want and wear whatever we want and have freedom to spend our time however we want when we're not at work. That these things are the only way to be happy. And I knew that wasn't true, and understanding that was what brought me to the monastery. But still, those habits are very deep, and they take time to change and slowly wear away. Because it's a big cultural shift that needs to happen, because we give up all of those things when you come and live in the monastery as a trainee. But certainly for me, it's been really important to make that shift. And I think so many of the problems in the US right now are because of these wrong ideas about happiness. And I think it's important to be part of a community that's showing a lived example of something different. And, it really is an ongoing challenge because, in America, we don't really have examples to look to of women living in spiritual community with a strong woman leader. There's been very little of that here. So we're needing to create that and set that example. Having now lived with a Bhikkhunī community for 5 years, I really see how essentially important it is to have these examples. And not just read a book or listen to a talk, but to actually live together, and how essential it is to have a teacher and the support of a monastic Sangha community, and really how that, I think, is essential to help us grow in our sila and our samadhi and our panya. We all have so many bad habits that are invisible to us, and I think without these outside mirrors to help reflect that back to us, it's impossible for us to see them. And I think that there's so many things that I've been able to see and practice with effectively that I think I couldn't have done on my own. But now I also have the experience of living inside those challenges for the Bhikkhunī Sangha that before I was seeing from the outside. And I think that truly dedicating ourselves to this path of practice is probably always challenging for anyone. We can see that was even true for the bhikkhus at the time of the Buddha. We can tell from reading the suttas. So we have all of that, plus we have the additional challenge of being often surrounded by a culture that's not supporting what we're doing. And of course, there are those in the Sangha who are unsupportive, and certainly in the West, we have the challenge of being surrounded by an outside culture that in many ways has very different values. And I think often it seems like all that's actually needed to change minds is education, to really teach people about the legitimacy of Bhikkhunī ordination, have them experience the value of women practicing in monastic life. That people do, when they actually see it and understand, they do recognize the importance of this. But all of that education also takes a lot of time and energy. And it seems to me like it's something of a double-edged sword. That on one side, spending years and decades practicing in circumstances that may not be well supportive and are uncertain, and continually needing to explain and justify what we're doing, that all of that is a source of stress, and it can have a long-term impact on our senior bhikkhunis, and we see that in terms of their energy and their health. And I can understand many women not wanting to take that on, preferring to practice in what look like easier situations. But I also see that for those who do take it on, if held in the right way, that it can really lead to a real deep confidence and assurance that we really understand the value of what we're doing, and we can really stand up for that even in the face of questioning. And there's no time that we have the luxury of just going with the flow because it's easy. we had to be really clear about our intentions and our aspirations. And I think that's actually really valuable. Right? I think that what we're doing as Bhikkhunis is actually quite difficult, and we face a lot of challenges internally and externally. But for me to live my life dedicated to the aspiration that all people, regardless of gender, have the capability of embodying the highest possible wisdom, that there's just nothing I would rather be doing, to be living my life to grow towards that however much I can, and to support others who also have that aspiration. So grateful for the teachings of the Buddha and for everyone who has preserved them and passed them down. And to all of my teachers, especially Ayatthaloka Mahatheri, and to all of the Bhikkhunis and everyone who has made this path of training available in the world today. So I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhikkhuni Thabira. I remember when I visited Tamatharini some years ago, she was still a lay woman serving the community. She's an engineer, but she's very artistic. She could design so many beautiful posters, and also the Bhikkhunī calendar, which they released last month. Through her speech, we can see that all of us face so many challenges internally and externally. But with the protection of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we are faithful in our path to the Nibbana. And we believe that with the wisdom and the compassion of Ayatthaloka Mahatheri, she is one of the first Bhikkhunis in the world. She was ordained in 1997 as a Bhikkhuni, and she is well versed in Pali and Buddhist history. We rely on her for the documents about Buddhist history, especially the history of the Buddhist Theravada Bhikkhunis. So thank you so much, Thabira, again. And our next speaker is Samaneri Arya Vimalani from Malaysia. She's the disciple of Venerable Sumangala from Arya Vihara, Malaysia. She is now 68 years old, but she is considered as the young generation because she just renounced only some two years ago. Before becoming a nun, she served as a beauty trainer and beauty examination invigilator for Sidesco International. She studied in Buddhist psychology, history of Indian Buddhism, and reading in Pali Suttas. Since 2022, she has been an executive committee member of the Arya Vihara Buddhist Society, overseeing planning, coordination, and execution of transformative meditation experiences. She also helps in organizing spiritual journeys for devotees and supporting elderly devotees through wellness, inspiration, and service activities. She served as one of the program's facilitators, guiding participants on their spiritual journey. And she also, together with Venerable with Sumangala, assists parents through the Dhamma sharing sessions. Now let's listen to the speech of Samaneri Arya Vimalani from Malaysia.
Namo Buddhaya Sukhihontu to all venerables, Mahatheris, Theris, Bhikkhunis, and Dhamma friends. Today, as we celebrate the 3rd anniversary of United Theravada Bhikkhunī Sangha International and Sanghamitta Day, I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to share my journey from being a lay person to my current path as a samaneri in the Theravada tradition. For over 30 years, I work as a beauty trainer and product distributor in the beauty industry. My days were filled with worldly concerns about external beauty, appearance, and commerce, which I found fulfilling at that time. However, in 2010, a friend introduced me to Subang Jaya Buddhist Association, marking the beginning of a significant transformation in my life. By then, I had retired from my professional life, which leaves me time to explore deeper questions about life and its purpose. Attending Dharma talks every Friday night became a turning point for me, sparking my curiosity about the Buddha's teachings. Then for a few years, I had been chasing after Dharma talks here and there. Come 2018, I joined the third Theravada Seminary Novice program, which was jointly organized by Arya Vihara Buddhist Society, Subang Jaya Buddhist Association, Brahma Vihara Monastery, and the Theravada Buddhist Council of Malaysia. The program was held in memory of our late Chief, Reverend Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda Mahathera, honoring his invaluable contributions to Malaysian Buddhism. This extraordinary program brought together 100 nuns, including 92 samaneris and 8 bhikkhunis, creating a rare and inspiring environment of monastic sisterhood. It provided me with a glimpse of the simplicity and beauty of monastic life, deepening my desire to learn more about the Buddha's teachings and to follow his path. Inspired by this experience, I joined the Arya Monastic and Laity Training Program in 2019, embarking on a 3-year journey into the Buddha Dhamma, Sila Vinaya, Pali, Buddhist history and development, as well as bhavana and essential living skills rooted in the Dhamma. As one of the first batch of students, I had the privilege of learning from venerables such as Venerable Su Mangala, Bante Dhammapala, Bante Yasasi, Venerable Singha from the Mahayana tradition, and Venerable Dr. Kama from the Tibetan tradition, along with experienced lay teachers who generously guided us along this path. At first, adhering to the 8 precepts and relinquishing my possessions was challenging. However, I soon found unexpected joy in living simply, which was a vast difference from my previous lifestyle. In 2022, I joined the 4th Theravada Seminary Novice program in Malacca. By this time, I was very certain that I wanted to follow the Buddha's path and free myself from the cycle of samsara. This decision led me to become an anagarika at Arya Vihara in July 2022, and subsequently I received Papaja in Bodh Gaya, India in November same year. For my ordination, I was very fortunate to have Bante Saranankara Nayaka Mahatero as my Pajaya, Ayah Santini Mahateri as my Pawatini, and Ayah Sumangala Theri as my Dhamma teacher. Each of them has been a guiding light, demonstrating the path through their wisdom, compassion, and tireless support. These past 2 years as a seminary have been filled with both challenges and blessings. While the simplicity of monastic life is liberating, it demands a significant shift in mindset, and upholding the 10 precepts requires constant mindfulness and self-reflection. Initially, I found communal living difficult, but I overcame those challenges through training in patience, loving kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and other good virtues. As I continue to walk this path, I have gradually discovered peace, joy, and contentment. While my journey is far from over, I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to dedicate this life to the pursuit of liberation. The challenges I face remind me of the first noble truth, while the moments of clarity and peace provide glimpses of the third noble truth. Each day, my commitment to the fourth noble truth, that is the Noble Eightfold Path, grows stronger. Through this understanding, I have recognized the profound importance of relying on one's teacher, leading to greater clarity, inner cultivation, and spiritual growth. Reflecting on the significance of Sanghamitta Day, we honor Venerable Sanghamitta Theri, whose courage, resilience, and determination brought the Bhikkhunī Sangha to Sri Lanka. Her inspiring journey also reminds us of the unparalleled dedication of Venerable Mahapajapati Gotami and the 500 women who marched from Kapilavatthu to Vesali to seek ordination from the Buddha. The contributions of these remarkable women laid the foundation for the Bhikkhunī Sangha, a pillar that stands tall today, continuing to illuminate the path to liberation for countless beings. As I prepare for my higher ordination, Upasampada, next year, I reflect on how this journey has transformed my life, from focusing on external beauty to cultivating inner beauty rooted in mindfulness, compassion, loving kindness, and wisdom. On this auspicious day, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the UTBSI for their unwavering dedication to nurturing the Bhikkhunī Sangha worldwide. May the UTBSI continue to grow and flourish for the well-being, happiness, and benefit of the Fourfold Assembly. May the Buddha Sasana endure for countless generations, lighting the path to liberation for all beings. Long live the Buddha Sasana. May all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Thank you so much, Samaneri Arya Vimalani. She was ordained as a Samaneri in a temporary program, but she stays, continue her monastic life. And until now, she has been always serving, assisting Venerable Sumangala in so many activities. I deeply admire the Venerable Sumangala and her students, only two of them, but they could do a lot of activities. And they are now starting to build the training center for the Bhikkhunī. Some months ago, we went there to establish the Sima at the land, which will become the big training center in Malaysia. And they worked so hard for this project. So I hope that they will get more and more support from the bhikkhus, the Bhikkhunī Sangha, and from the lay community to fulfill your plan very soon, so that more and more people can get the opportunity to practice the Dhamma. So thank you both, Venerable Monk Sumangala and Samaneri Arya Vimalani. And now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Samaneri Thamanath from Thailand. Here you can see only her picture, because she is very fortunate to have a very good teacher, Venerable Mahatheri. Samananda personally introduced her student, Samaneri Thamanath. So Venerable Thamananda, please go ahead to introduce her. Thank you.
Because we are right in the center of giving ordination to 31 Samaneris, and they disrobed today. So, while preparing for her talk, we really did not have proper time to do it. I would like to introduce her. She was born in the year 1973, and her education BA. She got BA it should not be BA, BSc in 1996 in plant science from Mahidol University. In 1999, she got master degree from horticulture, Chiang Mai University. And the year 2006, she got PhD in horticulture from National Chungching University in Taiwan. And she had been serving here at our temple, as you also know her well, for the last more than 10 years. And she has been considering taking full ordination in the very near future. Right now, she's a Samaneri. I would like to present to you Samaneri Thamanath, Dr. Kanchana Sutikun. Can we have her clip? Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Venerable Thamananda. I remember she is always serving you as a walking stick. Whenever you work, whenever you go, she will be there accompanying you and serving you lovingly. We always call her Dr. A. And I'm very happy that she got ordained as a Pamanera and continue to be fully ordained in the near future. So now let's listen to the speech by Samaneri Thamanath from Thailand.
ขอปิดจอแม่ด้วยนะ
Allow me to pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. My respect to both Bhikkhu and Bhikkhunī Sanghas. My special respect to Venerable Sivali Mahathero, Utbsi committee members. Venerable Dhammananda has been very kind to allow me to present to you on the topic of courage and resilience of living as a female novice in Thailand. This year, 2024, in my personal life, I experienced great suffering. Both my mother and sister died only 2 months apart. My sister had cancer, which had already spread to various parts of her body. During the 2 long years of treatment, it was the most challenging time in my life. I had to deal with many problems. This was the time when I learned how to support her. I have to be courageous and resilient. After the cremation of my mother and sister, I decided to be ordained as a novice to dedicate merit to them. As a novice, I also must have courage. Since Thailand never had women ordained, the pioneering group of women who were ordained led by Venerable Dhammananda had to face many problems due to ignorance, misunderstanding, or perhaps simply denial to see women wearing the robes, which most Thai people misunderstood that the robe belonged only to the male monks. As a novice, courage and resilience is the mental qualities that I need to face ignorance and misunderstanding. If others do not like seeing me wearing the robe, I still behave properly, have a good monastic appearance, and show humility through body and speech. I may say hello, give him or her a little smile, or maybe offer help to him or her with kindness. Because I believe that we cannot gain love and faith from hatred. At the same time, I wear the robe because I know that it was allowed by the Buddha. This courage and resilience were the result of my correct understanding of Dhamma and Vinaya. Based on this principle, I continue my life peacefully as a novice. After the ordination, I went on my first alms round. I was moved to see the faith of people who offered alms to us. This is a special characteristic of Thai Buddhists. They have big hearts in giving. I saw a way to continue living as a monastic in Thailand. If we who are ordained set good examples, being good spiritual leaders, making the teachings of the Buddha comes true, we help to cultivate wisdom and help the fourfold Buddhists to live together in a supportive way. It is the courage and resilience of the Dhamma that I understand life as it is. And the principle of living this way gradually and firmly emerged in me after having experienced suffering in life for more than half a century. Finally, allow me to conclude that I value a deep understanding of Dhamma and Vinaya. I put it into practice. I have the triple gems as my refuge. With this solid principle, I have the courage and resilience to live my life as a monastic without relying on external support. Whether the Council of Elders in Thailand accepts the emergence of Bhikkhunī Sangha in Thailand or not, or whether other people accept it or not, it cannot diminish the value of Buddhism in my heart. I am still committed to continuing with the emergence of Bhikkhunis in Thailand for life. This is what courage and resilience mean to me. Allow me to pay respect to you and thanks to you all for giving me this opportunity to be part of a meaningful event. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Samaneri Thamanath. In the last paragraph of her speech, she mentioned that whether the monks or the lay communities in the Thailand accept them or not, they are still self-confident in the way they are working. So I think that the same situation in all the countries that we are living in, and we have the same faith, the same confidence, so that we can continue to go on the Buddha path. So our next speaker is Samaneri Thammachivi from Cambodia. She's a disciple of Ayatollah Mahathiri from the USA. So formerly, she was Dr. Malayo, a co-founder of Cambodian Bhikkhunī Sangha Initiative with a doctorate in educational leadership from San Francisco State University. And she was trained with Venerable Arahant Theri, abbess of Dhammacharini Monastery. She has worked tirelessly in support of the reviving the Cambodian Bhikkhunī Sangha. Whenever I meet her, she is always with the Bhikkhunis. And in our ordination in Bodh Gaya, she also came there and brought the Cambodian Bhikkhuni to get ordained. And now I'm happy that she is herself ordained as a Samaneri. Now let's listen to the speech by Samaneri Thammachivi originally from Cambodia, but now living in the US. Please.
Happy 3rd anniversary United Theravada Bhikkhunī Sangha International, and happy Sanghamitta Day. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Ratanataya. I am Seminary Arya Dhammajivi. I would like to offer my respects to the Mahasangha Ratana and to the Venerable Bhikkhuni leaders of Utbsi. I appreciate Utbsi and the Mahabodhi Society of India for the space for the dual Sangha to come together to offer Dhamma teaching and events for the harmony in Sangha. To celebrate these two events, I've been invited to talk about my journey of going forth with the theme of the courage and resiliencies of going forth. Please enjoy my following presentations.
Before talking about my journey of going forth, I would like to celebrate Sanghamitta Day with you by also remembering the Bhikkhunis from the previous 3 Buddhas who also brought the Bodhi tree to Sri Lanka, where the Jayasri Mahabodhi is located in the Mahavana Gardens. Per the Mahavamsa, the Great Chronicle of Ceylon, Chapter 15, the acceptance of the Mahavihara. When the previous 3 Buddhas visited Sri Lanka, they sat in deep meditation, rising from thought, mindful of the salvation of the island people, by bringing the south branch of their Bodhi tree with Bhikkhunī Rujanada, Bhikkhunī Kantakanada, and Bhikkhunī Sudama respectively, along with 500 other Bhikkhunis each. As for my going forth, I never thought it would be for me initially. I didn't know Bhikkhunis existed or could be revived. Venerable Tataloka Theri was the first Bhikkhuni I saw when she came to the Nagara Dhamma Temple in San Francisco, California, over 10 years ago, where I taught Cambodian language classes. The abbot told me that 2 people wanted to see me after class. He didn't mention who they were. When I went down to meet them, I saw 2 women in robes, Venerable Tataloka Theri and another Bhikkhuni who came with her. The Venerable found ancient Cambodian Pali scriptures on palm leaves in Thailand, and came to the temple to ask me to help read the scriptures. I couldn't read the scriptures, but was shocked seeing women in robes, and asked the Venerable many questions on how Bhikkhunis came into existence in modern times. After meeting with the Venerable, I got curious and started researching online and reading scholarly research and Tipitaka. In 2015, I started attending the annual International Tipitaka Chanting Ceremony in Berkeley, California, and saw bhikkhus and bhikkhunis there. In 2016, I began sharing Dhamma talks by bhikkhunis I found online. In 2018, after completing my doctoral dissertation and reading Vinaya, Pitaka, and Sutta Pitaka, I started to participate in Buddha ceremony at 3 bhikkhuni monasteries in California. Dhammadharani Monastery was the first Bhikkhuni monastery I attended on the Vesak Day. I have also worked tirelessly in support of reviving the Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha. Venerable Tataloka Theri has served as my Bhikkhuni mentor for the last 7+ years. She asked me once before if I would be interested in taking a temporary seminary ordination. I told her no, because once I ordained, I would not turn back. I had many things that I wanted to do. Although I admire monastic life, I didn't think it was for me in this life. I was settled to support those women who wished to be ordained. At the same time, I started to feel trapped of spending 8 to 9 hours per day working just to get paychecks, while I could use those hours to work on reviving the Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha. I told my family 3 years ago that I would not look for another job if I got laid off. When that break came through in late August for October 1st, 2024, I still didn't think about ordaining. However, I feel that I did everything I could already as a layperson in support of the Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha. The thought of an opportunity to ordain then arose in me, as the many things that I wanted to do have been done or could be delegated to others, and I could help more and better as a monastic. I appreciate and respect all the Venerable Bhikkhuni leaders, and am proud of your efforts for opening an opportunity for women to ordain. Despite these efforts, fully ordained women are not being recognized in some Theravada Buddhist countries, including Cambodia. Since Cambodia never had a cultural or traditional seminary ordination yet, I wanted to start it with my ordination, while I have support from my bhikkhu, who became my preceptor. However, I was faced with two challenges. The first challenge was getting permission from my mother, while my father and two children gave me theirs. She said if her sons wanted to ordain, she would gladly give her permission. I was needed to care for her and my father, although I had 4 other siblings who could do that. After multiple requests and encouragements from her friends to let me go forth, she gave her permission but hoped I would return home one day. The second challenge was finding a permanent place to stay and train after my ordination. Unlike a seminary or a bhikkhu, a seminary or bhikkhuni has no place to stay or train at a Cambodian temple. Although my preceptor agreed to ordain me in the Cambodian tradition at his temple and made a commitment to train, his temple hasn't been set up with a permanent place where a seminary or a bhikkhuni could stay to train, and he would not be frowned upon for doing so. I could visit him during the day to get training every 2 weeks or monthly. I'm grateful and appreciative of the Dhamma Dharini community for accepting me to stay and train, not only after my ordination, but also before to help prepare for it. On the full moon of November 15, 2024, I received my seminary papaja at Wat Mangkolawan in California, surrounded by friends, including 9 Cambodian bhikkhus and family, and assisted by the Bhikkhunī Sangha. I undertook training commitments Nisaya with my senior bhikkhu mentor and preceptor, Venerable Bhikkhu Pante Janara Nyirati Bakau Mahatero of Wat Mangkolawan in Santa Rosa, California, USA. That evening, I undertook Nisaya with Venerable Tataloka Theri as Bhikkhuni mentor with the blessings of the Dhammadharini Bhikkhuni Sangha in the Dhammadharini Monastery Dhanasala, Apulhasala, Sima. I'm now residing at Dhammadharini Monastery. Having Venerable Tataloka Theri as my Bhikkhuni mentor was utmost important. She is wise and has been my Bhikkhuni mentor for 7+ years. She knows what works for me, and I think I understand her needs and expectations. Going forth after her is very helpful. Being part of the Dhammadharini Sangha, I am surrounded by Kalyana Mitta, good friends. As a new seminary, I receive guidance from them ranging from how to wear robes to everything else that I'm not familiar with. In return, I try to be a good friend to them by happily helping with anything that would be beneficial to the community. Having a good Bhikkhuni mentor and Kalyana Mitta gives me peace of mind to strive for the noble goal of liberation and offering Dhamma service to others.
I have an aspiration to study and practice, learn and grow well, to be able to carry on the noble way of the Buddha, and to share the Dhamma myself with the blessing from the Mahasangha. Happy 3rd anniversary, Utbsi, and happy Sanghamitta Day.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Samaneri Tamachivi. I'm very happy to see the picture of your papacha ordination. And it's very good that you have 2 teachers, one bhikkhu teacher from Cambodia, so that you can have your own root of your country. And also you have a bhikkhuni mentor, Venerable Tataloka Mahatheri. You are so lucky that after a long time of serving the community, now you have the opportunity to stay within the Sangha of the Bhikkhunis. I hope that you can progress very fast in your practice as a monastic. After Samaneri Tamachivi, I would like to introduce Silavati Sundarachitta from Vietnam. I invited her to talk because she is really young generation. She is only 26 years old, and we would like to hear from the young people about their problems when they decided to become a nun, and the problems from the family, and also from the monastic life after they can join. It's not easy, at least from beginning. Silavati Sundarachita got the bachelor degree in business English from 2016 to 2021, and she renounced the world in May 2024. But even though she's still young, but she has also some kind of good experience. For example, she has worked as a marketing executive in cosmetics trading and service, and as sales admin and receptionist in insurance, and marketing executive in foreign exchange. Now, when she lives in our nunnery, she serves as the like a secretary, and also very active in all the community services. Now let's listen to our young nun, Silavati Sundarachita.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. I pay respect to all venerable monks, venerable nuns, and all Buddhist practitioners. My Dhamma name is Sundarachita. I'm 26 years old. Today, I'm delighted to share my experience on courage and resilience in going forth. I began residing as the Sannyata Bhikkhunī Arama in August 2023, and I've been a Silavati for 6 months under the guidance of Venerable Bhikkhunī Leopard. My speech will consist of 3 main parts. First, the reason why I was ordained. Second, the challenges I faced and how I overcame them. Final is my conclusion. Firstly, a series of events led me to realize my true calling and embrace parts of a Buddhist nun. Before I became a Buddhist, I have some exposure to Theravada Buddhism. Many of my friends are Buddhist, and they often invited me to participate in some activity like donating, meditating, and listening to the Dhamma talks. In May 2023, I visited Venerable Bhikkhunī Leopard at her nunnery. That was the first time I'm meeting her, and she informed me about an upcoming 10-day temporary ordination, offering the option to participate without shaving one's hair. Initially, I was interested in joining, but due to a high number of registrations, she decided to accept those who were willing to shave their heads, and I decided to cancel, as I cherished my natural long black hair at that time. However, my 4 friends registered, and they encouraged me very enthusiastically to reconsider, and ultimately, I decided to give it a try. During those 10 days, I shaved my head, wore a simple robe, and completely disconnected from the outside world. We dedicated our time to cultivating mindfulness, listening to the Dhamma teachings, and performing daily monastic duties. This transformative experience kindled a desire to continue this practice, and I request permission from the Venerable to extend my stay, which she graciously granted, and I have been living at the nunnery ever since. With that decision, I faced 3 significant challenges: family, fear of failure, and adapting to new environment. My parents initially hesitated because they assumed that going forth or renunciation is only especially for those who have personal problems or possess spiritual powers. They sacrificed a great deal of effort to nurture me, so now they feel like they lost a big part of themselves. Additionally, they were concerned about the Theravada traditions diary practice, which differ from the veganism often associated with Buddhism in Vietnam. I reassured them by explaining the fundamental teachings of the Theravada Buddhism emphasizing my pursuit of inner peace rather than seeking worldly success in terms of wealth, relationship, and fame. Gradually, they came to understand and support my choice. They even participated in my ordination ceremony and have since become the supporters of the Sangha. Besides, I had doubts about my ability to sustain this monastic path. I was concerned that the aspiration might be fleeting emotion rather than a genuine commitment to the Dharma teachings. As a Gen Z individual, raised in an era of rapid technological advancement and information overload, I faced immense pressure from the family, school, and society. Research indicates that Generation Z is particularly prone to anxiety, and I'm no exception. During my training time, I felt that I could complete the task assigned to me, but my inner strength had been unsettled, leading to periods of stress. There were moments I wonder I was strong enough to continue this path. However, I recalled a friend once sharing a profound insight. It's rare to be born human, to possess this same basis, to live in the age of Dharma, to hear the Dharma, and to be ordained. Reflecting on this, I realized I possess all these fortunate circumstances. Why then should I not embrace this research gift? I understand that challenges are inevitable, but I have faced that by diligently practicing the Buddha's teachings, I can overcome the obstacles and find true peace. And the hardest part were adapting to new environment. I encountered several difficulties living in a community, none of whom I know. At first, I held all nuns in the highest regard, viewing them as angelic beings. However, my idealized perception of them were eventually shattered. I was trained under the guidance of the senior nuns, and I felt a generation gap between us, both in our daily life and our work. Our diverse background brought a variety of perspectives, and it also led to inevitable disagreements. Some older nuns observed my work and provided feedback. Several nuns offered different advices which make me uncomfortable and I don't know what to follow. And some young nuns asked me for help, but the way they spoke made it seem like I was obligated to do it for them. I wasn't ready enough to share my opinion about this. And I understand that it's a part of Vietnamese culture. Respect for elder, modesty and humility are valued. Nevertheless, it was quite challenging for me to follow these values if I couldn't acknowledge my true emotions. I had studied in an international program in the university where the young people were encouraged to express their thoughts and ask questions so that the teacher could gain a deeper understanding about their mental states, foster intergenerational connections, and enhance creativities. However, I recognize that the challenges are common in communal livings. Everyone is on the journey to practice the Buddha teaching and nurture themselves. Most Venerable said that if you're seeking a perfect place, you could search the entire world and still not find it. He taught us that these conflicts are opportunities to discover our true selves and to let go out of egos. Another teacher taught me that if I focus on how people treat me or on their mistake, I would feel inequality, leading disappointment, and potentially living this adult life. Instead, I should reflect on my mind, observe its reaction to daily life, and focus on my inner self rather than the external factor. Therefore, I know that change must come from within myself first. I've been working on expanding my housing den, while inner obstacles still persist. I have made significant progress in connecting with the community to study and practice Dharma teaching. I believe that 5 elements that were crucial in enabling me to navigate the obstacles I encountered are wise and knowledgeable teachers, the companionship of the community, perseverance, faith in tribalism, and self-discipline. I'm very grateful that I can study in a nunnery under the teachings of Venerable Buddha and some others, so where I can fulfill both theory and practice. My personal time, I need to create a study plan and commit to following it consistently to achieve my academic goals. In the next 2 years, with my limited language skills, I will focus on the Pali language. I've been participating in the Pali online training program to gain a certain amount of knowledge in this sacred language. In conclusion, I used to read this sentence in the book Snow in the Summer, written by Sayadaw U. Yoshikita. What a relief it is not to have doubts about the path one is working on. In this modern life, we have more chances to approach the Buddha teaching, and it's just inspiring to see the young generation dedicate their lives to the ordained path to continue and preserve the core value of the Buddhism. May the Buddhism long lasting. Thank you so much for listening to my sharing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Thank you, Silavati Sundarachita. So you can hear the feeling of a young person, the challenges they have faced from the family, from the community, from their inner mental problems and how they overcome. It's very inspiring to see that young people are still interested in Buddhism, even in this era of consuming and of technology, so that people are so distracted. Our last speaker is not listed, but we could like to invite one seminary from India, guided by Venerable Bhikkhunī Dhammadina. From beginning, I told you that she has just conducted one temporary ordination, and today all of them are participating in Bodh Gaya. Now I would like to invite Bhikkhunī Dhammadina to say something about your program and to introduce your student to talk on this seminar. Please.
Namo. Namo Dhammaya. Namo Sanghaya. Bhikkhunī Dhammadina from India.
Sorry, I could not hear properly. Can you come nearer to the computer so that we can hear you better?
Yes, I am. Is it clear now, Aye?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Aye. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. I pay my respect to Triple Gems, and I respect all the venerables present here. I wish all of you the 3rd anniversary of Utbsi and the Sanghamitta Day. We are in the middle of Samaneri camp. Samaneri. This year, 39 Samaneris joined us, and they are from 8 different states of India. Because we have already organized 3 ordination camp before, but this is the ordination in which we have the most number of students and most number of states including. They have been training from last 14 days here, and the auspicious moment was when they were ordained under the second Bodhi tree. We had Aye Punsirivara from Thailand as Pavatani, Aye Sudhamika from Thailand, Aye Dhammapali from Vietnam, me, myself, and one Bhikkhunī Rupananda from India, from Maharashtra, trained in Sri Lanka. So we had 5 Bhikkhunis under which they were ordained under the second Bodhi tree. And this year we also joined the International Tipitaka chanting, which runs from 2nd of December to 12th December every year. So now, because we have very less time, and yesterday we took them to Saranath to worship the Buddha's stupa, and we chanted the Dhammacakkavatana Sutta there. They were very happy. During these 14 days, we have taken them to Nalanda Rajgir as well, and to Dungeshwari, where the Buddha meditated for 6 years. And yesterday we went to Sarnath, and that's why I'm very sorry I could not record the video because we came very late at night. So this is Samaneri Arya Kamre. Her name is Abhinya as a Samaneri, and she is very young. She is preparing for competitive exam, and she and her sister, they both took ordination. And this year we have only 2 or 3 very old age Samaneris. Otherwise, all are very young, around 30 to 35 or 40 years. And 3 or 4 of them would like to stay longer. But as I said earlier that the Indian parents, they do not give them permission, but now they are trying to convince their parent, and hopefully 3 or 4 Samaneris will stay longer with us, and maybe will stay permanent, we don't know. So this is Abhinya. She is Abhinya. She is representing the whole Samaneri Sangha here, and she can share her experience here being a Samaneri, and the theme that was present in Future of Bhikkhunī Sangha, as I have taught them about the history of Bhikkhunī Sangha. So she will share her experience. Kindly allow her to speak on behalf of whole Samaneri Sangha ordained in Bodh Gaya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Good evening, Venerable Bhikkhunī, Sangha and all esteemed members present here. I, Arya Kamre, from Maharashtra, India, and I have been ordained as a Abhinya. It is a great honor for me to stand before you today. I come to speak not only as a Shramneri, but as a someone deeply grateful for the teachings and guidance that have shaped my spiritual journey. My gratitude goes especially to our Venerable Shakya Dhammadina Ayyaji, whose wisdom, compassion, and dedication have inspired me and many others to walk on this path of Dhamma. Without her support, I would not be here today, and I'm deeply thankful to her for nurturing us. As 37 Shramneris, we are deeply honored to be ordained for the first time under the sacred Mahabodhi tree in Bodh Gaya by our Venerable Dhammadina Ayyaji. We being our collective journey toward wisdom, compassion, and self-realization, united by the blessings of our revered teachers and the timeless presence of this sacred site. We also enjoyed participating in the Tripitaka chanting. As a Shramneri, we have learned many valuable lessons. The journey of a monastic life is one of the deep inner transformation guided by the teachings of Buddha. It is a life dedicated to simplicity, mindfulness, and renunciation. We are truly blessed to receive our ordination in Gaya. Our teachings have been enriched by the guidance of venerable teachers Dhammadina Ayyaji and imparted the profound teachings of Abhidhamma. And while Rupananda Ayyaji has introduced us a beautiful Sri Lankan chanting and daily moral practices. Additionally, Dhammavihari Ayyaji from Vietnam has taught us various forms of meditation, including walking and sitting meditation, helping us deepen our practice and understanding of the Dhamma. Now, we are turning towards the present situation of Bhikkhunis in India. The present situation of the Bhikkhunī Sangha in India is very positive, with more women turning towards the spiritual path and connecting deeply with the Dhamma. A large number of young girls are attending spiritual retreats, showing genuine interest in learning the Dhamma and following the Vinaya. This growing interest indicates that young women are embracing Buddhist teachings and are committed to the monastic life. While young women are eager to learn and follow the Dhamma, they require proper mentorship to deepen their understanding and practices. Mentorship plays a crucial role in shaping their spiritual journey. Dhammadina Ayyaji has expressed a dream of establishing training center for young girls who wish to pursue the monastic path. Given the growing positive response from the society, this vision is close to becoming a reality. Many young women today are rejecting traditional societal expectations, especially the concept of marriage, and are instead dedicating their lives of Dhamma. There is growing desire among young girls to receive proper training and become well-trained bhikkhunis. And today's young women are gaining a clear understanding of the Dhamma and are fully accepting it as their spiritual path, making it easier for them to practice and internalize its teaching. With the ongoing efforts of venerable teachers and the increasing support from society, the future of the Bhikkhuni Sangha in India looks promising. More young women are stepping onto the spiritual path, embracing the Dhamma and contributing to the growth of Bhikkhuni Sangha. Looking ahead, the future holds great promise as Bhikkhunis will undoubtedly take on more leadership roles, foster positive change, and contribute to the continued development and growth of Buddhism. Their journey towards greater recognition and empowerment is a beacon of a hope for the future of the Buddhist community and society as a whole. Thank you. Thank you very much for attentive listening. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you so much, Venerable Dhammadina, and your students. It's so inspiring.
From yesterday.
It's so many.
Yes, I am.
39 this time. Even though I cannot be with you as I promised, but I'm happy that the other Bhikkhunis were there, Venerable Theripada, Sutramika, Dhammapali, and yourself. And as the seminary said, they learned a lot from you and from the other Bhikkhunis. And they are very positive about the future of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Looking at the young faces, happy faces in your community, we have a strong faith in the future of the Bhikkhuni Sangha in India. And as Bhante Sivali, Mahathero, the General Secretary of the Mahabodhi Society of India, many times he insisted that our UTBSI and all the international senior Bhikkhunis should focus on helping the Indian Bhikkhuni Sangha by organizing the training. And just now before he left the Zoom, he told me to also give announcement about our next program training and seminary ordination, or maybe also Bhikkhuni ordination in Bodh Gaya in March. So with the Venerable Dhammadina there, I strongly believe that we can do more and more for the establishment and the Bhikkhuni Sangha in India. Thank you so much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Planning Punjab or in the second week of March. So I will see how can I do that. And Bhante is guiding a lot to me. He's helping a lot. He has given us the Mahabodhi Society of India, given us this dream to stay here. Also, wants to use this as a big do according to what Bhante will ask me to do. And all the venerables here, I wish that I can see all of you in the Feb or March in that program. And under your guidance, I will do whatever, I will do my best. I will try to do my best for that program. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.
But Venerable, we have two different events. One in March is for the training, and one in November or December, or for the global conference, because it takes a lot of time to prepare for the global conference. And if February or March is not enough for us to prepare, so maybe we will meet again in March, but for the training program. Okay, so you see, within 2.5 hours, we have sat together here and listened to the voices from the young generation of Bhikkhunis and Samaneris across the world. And very, very inspiring to hear their stories and their feelings, their emotions, etc. Now is the time to end our session. And all our coordinators today are so quite I don't know whether Venerable Thammananda from Thailand is still here. Are you still there in the Zoom? Because if you are there, I would like to invite you to give the vote of thanks from the UTBSI and to share the merit to all the participants. I'm sorry I did not invite you in advance because I just sent a message to Venerable Sumangala, and I thought that maybe she can try to do it, but she said that the internet connection in her place is unstable and it's impossible for her to do this duty. So if you, Venerable Thammananda, is still here, please take the microphone and to give the vote of thanks on our behalf. It seems that she is not here anymore. So on behalf of the UTBSI, I would like to express our gratitude to the Mahabodhi Society of India, especially Bhante Sivali Mahathero, for always accompanying us and also guiding us in all of our activities. We also thank on the bhikkhus and the bhikkhunis, upasaka, upasikas, friends who have participated and stayed until the last minute to hear our sharing. And your presence is the sign of your support to the Bhikkhuni community. We wish you good health, peace in mind, and success in your life. And I would like to read a Pali Gatha to share the merit and to send the blessing to all the participants. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba buddha nufavena sada soti pavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba dhamma nufavena sada soti pavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba sangha nufavena sada soti pavantu te. Idang vonya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang vonya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang vonya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang patame punyang asavakaya bahang hotu. Satu, satu, satu. Again, thank you so much and wish you all the best. And good night.